Alrighty, welcome to the mini show Fusions, where we kind of cover some of these sweet sonar integrations. And today we are joined by Noam Frankel, the founder and CEO of Freight Friend. Hello and welcome, Noam. How are you today?
I'm good, Mary. Thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you started Freight Friend?
Yeah, my name is Noam Frankel. I'm founder and CEO of Freight Friend. About 40 plus years background in the logistics industry, founder of a pioneering company called American Backhaulers that eventually got bought by C.H. Robinson. Built a truckload site at Echo, built another brokerage firm that I sold to TFI. And Freight Friend's really the culmination of a lot of what I've done during the industry. Our motto is build relationships first and then automate. And I think there's a real need in our industry to create better collaboration between asset trucking companies and brokers and shippers. And that's a real problem area. I have been teaching people in the industry to build relationships, actually have conversations with carriers, get to know them and understand their needs, and share that expertise with their clients for 40 years. And Freight Friend is a technology that enables our clients to do that and partners to collaborate. So it's a technology-focused approach to what I've been teaching for over 40 years.
I kind of like that you are able to take all of your teachings and turn it into a fantastic, software that you can then help other people do great things and, have a great business. For those who might not know, Freight Friend has recently integrated with the Sonar track rates into their own platform. In your opinion, what are some of the benefits that come with software integrations for businesses, and how can it help streamline operations?
Well, in our particular integration, really the two primary questions that a broker at least will face when they're trying to procure a carrier or cover a load for their client, for their shipper, is who should I call and what should I pay? Those are the two primary questions that I kind of teach in brokerage 101, if you will. Who should I call, meaning what carriers are the right carriers to handle this lane, and what should I pay is what's the market rate. So the integration between Freight Friend and SONAR is really focused on answering those two questions in one place. Freight Friend is focused on freight matching, identifying the right carrier for any load or lane and the right loads for any individual carrier. And for a user to, at the same time, have exactly what the current market rate is in front of them for that one load or for the number of loads they may be talking to the carrier about, or regular freight lanes, is a terrific time saver and efficiency saver for all parties involved.
I mean, personally, as a former freight broker, I would have loved to have something like this instead of having to sit there and get this lane and maybe send out a couple different quotes or send out a couple different emails to people and say, okay, I know I paid about $1,200 for this today. Let me go and see what I can get from other people, and basically just kind of have to see what everyone's willing to pay and compare it to what I have historically paid on this lane. I kind of wish that technology existed when I was doing that. Saved myself a lot of time and a lot of headaches of emailing back and forth, just to kind of know a good ballpark of, this is where the rates should be, and this is what it should be. Like, this is what I should be getting from this carrier, especially if it's a carrier that I haven't worked with before, that I might have gotten through some of those digital freight matching tools. So I personally, as a former freight broker, would have really appreciated this technology.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting. I don't know that necessarily you eliminate negotiation, because as people know in the industry, negotiation is part of the game, and both carriers want to have that conversation. But the truth is, information helps both sides. And a successful negotiation, as I teach, isn't necessarily one where you got the carrier to take the load at your, at whatever rate you wanted to pay. A successful negotiation is that whatever happens should happen. If the market rate and what you can afford to pay is less than that carrier can effectively run that load at and be satisfied, forcing him to take it isn't a successful negotiation. So it's being able to quickly and cooperatively come to the right solution between the two of you, and having this information on the current market rate is absolutely helpful to both sides and to that negotiation.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think that there will ever be a time in the transportation industry where we don't have that negotiation component. I think that that's just always going to be around. I don't think that there's anything that will necessarily change that. But hey, I'd be happy to be proven wrong.
It goes both ways, but it's definitely often going to be part of the conversation, and information is helpful for sure.
Oh, for sure. And so with this kind of integration, we've touched on some of the value adds and how it can save people time. How does it overall improve that process workflow for that end user, and kind of how is it maybe freeing up time in their day, or making it easier for them to do their job with this Sonar and Freight Friend integration?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one of the key things is, so like I talked about Freight Friend, we have two primary recommendation engines. One we call Capacity Guru and one we call Freight Guru. So whether a call's coming in from a carrier regarding a truck or lane, or you're emailing or chatting or giving an outbound call to them, usually it starts with a particular load or a truck, right? And so maybe you have that rate up in front of you about that load while you're talking to that carrier. But in the Freight Friend world, to really make both parties more productive and more efficient, you want to instantly be able to pull up all the matching opportunities between your company and that carrier at the moment that you're talking to them or engaged with them, at the moment that they know their capacity, and be able to cover as many loads as you can. So with this integration now, not only do you know a target rate on one load, but instantaneously Freight Guru from Freight Friend pops up, which gives a list of ranked loads that are a perfect fit, that are a good fit for this carrier. And now the sonar rates are going to be up there as well. So you can really have that conversation about multiple loads at one time. And we know that dispatchers' time is at least as limited as a freight broker's rep's time. And so it's going to be much more efficient for both parties, make the carrier reps at brokers a lot more money if they can book multiple loads with every conversation. And just because they don't have a truck for your one load that you're dying on doesn't mean you should just hang up and go on to the next call. Make that conversation more productive, get to know your carriers, and have full information in front of you, including rates and loads.
Oh, absolutely. That's just game changing. That, like we said, that brings that informed part to that in negotiation. Because even if because they can't cover that load that's been sitting there for a day or so, that doesn't mean that they couldn't cover something tomorrow or the next day or something like that. If you know everything that you have and you have that ability to see everything right in front of you, and you have all that information for this is how much that lane should be versus, oh, let me go look it up. And then I have to go through all these different softwares, these different screens just to get the information that I need. Nobody likes to sit there and be like, hold on, I need to get my computer working, or oh, I need to go to this different screen. Just hang tight for a second. Like, that's obnoxious, and that's just not helpful for anyone, you know?
Absolutely. And the intelligence that Freight Friend's providing to develop these recommendation engines is highly sophisticated, highly complex, with machine learning and AI, and to deliver ranked recommendations on carriers for a load or ranked loads regarding a carrier. So really sophisticated approach to learning from every single engagement and to utilizing every potential data sets way beyond whatever any TMS is possibly going to deliver you. And the same thing's true for sonar rates. It's bringing in a lot of data points to help understand where the current market rate is, right? Including all the sonar data, all the historical data, consortium data, lots of elements that factor in.
Absolutely. So when it kind of comes to looking for someone to integrate, because I'm sure there's a bajillion different options in the world for you guys to choose to integrate with someone. What are those green flags or maybe some red flags that you find in a company when you're looking for a partner? Is it like, oh, someone that's responsive? Is that kind of a green flag? Like, what are some of those that you have found throughout your process?
Well, I think integrations, the most integrations that we're doing are with TMSs, and the technical capabilities of TMSs is huge variety, and some play well with others and others don't, right? So Freight Friend is state-of-the-art microservice API, really state-of-the-art technology designed to really collaborate. And so the first thing about a partner is that integration should be um, effective and easy to implement. The structure of the technology should be designed for integration, not making it that we have to jump through hoops to do it. So that's a critical element of a partnership. Two, I think there really needs to be co-marketing benefits, right? We need to be have a common type of customer that's going to get benefits from each of our softwares, and that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts for them. and that there's mutual benefits from a marketing perspective as well, which I'm grateful that we're doing this video for that, right?
I'm excited. This is just one of the things that, we came up with that thought would be a good idea. So we are running out of time, but I would like one final piece of advice for anyone out there that's maybe looking for an integration partner or enhance their current offerings through some partnerships. What is your one piece of advice to someone that's out there looking to enhance their value add for their software?
Be open to collaborations, be creative. Working together and breaking out of your silo and finding ways to partner with others is really what makes our industry so exciting. And there's so many opportunities out there. So be ready to engage with people as opportunities come up and have the vision to see things beyond what is in the small box that you're currently looking at.
Awesome. And then if anyone wants to find you outside of this, where can they find you?
FreightFriend.com. My email address is noam@freightfriend.com, and I'd love to hear from you. Check out our website and learn more about us, and we hope to talk to you soon.
Awesome. I am so excited. Thank you so much for coming and joining us and having this lovely conversation. And for, like you said, for anyone that wants more Freight Friend information, just go to freightfriend.com or harass Noam.
Thank you. Thanks, Mary. It's been a pleasure. Really fun.
Try.